So here's some of the tools that I used to do this. Big thing is, you know, if you're gonna do braided stainless steel lines, use the black electrical tape. Of course, the magnetic pickup with a light always helps. Had to use these here to bend the brackets out to get it in there. You know, some wrenches, some sockets, flat tip screwdrivers is a big thing to get all those hoses off. Headlamp always helps. Some thread dope to put on those other seals, which I didn't check those and make sure those aren't leaking, but looks like I got a half, a 9/16. What's that one there? 8/16, 3/8, and a 7/16, and that's going to be all the ones that you're going to need for that to get that done. Light always helps. Of course, jack and jack stands and all that good stuff. Yeah, that looks good. My light all set up there, and I've got my catch. I'm hoping that this, I'm not going to make a big mess here, but you never can tell with these things. So here's, hopefully you guys can see what I've got going on here. But here's, right in here is this valve, and I'm hoping it's not going to need too much coax in here, and it looks like it's pretty loose, and you can see it's already starting to drip. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to put it about right there. Sure, if you open it up a little more. This is kind of the unfun part. Trying not to make a mess here, but hopefully y'all can see that right there where I've got the camera. But I got this camera like strapped to my freaking noggin with my strap or my light. There we go. So loosen that up a little bit and let it drain into that bucket there, which is not causing too much. It's draining pretty good. It is a little tight it wasn't too tight to turn it, but there's this plastic shroud that goes around and protects the fan is blocking it there a little bit. So like I said, hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna let this drain for a little while and get all this old fluid out of here. So that's not the fun stuff there. It's not making a ton of mess. I'm gonna loosen this cap up here. That might help with some pressure. I'll probably end up cutting some of this out. Oh man, it's just making a mess. There you go. You can see it's draining pretty good now. Once I pulled the cap off of it, kind of let some pressure off of it. Some of that vacuum. But we're just going to be going through shop towels. So everything is pretty much drained now. So you can see here in the bucket, and I've got everything pretty much cleaned up. So definitely put shop towels on your list. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do here is disconnect my overflow line. And what I'll do is close that valve as well. Yeah, shoot, that thing's on there, ain't it? It's like coming off. The stainless steel line pulling off. All right, now this is where you got to be careful. If you got braided stainless steel lines, be careful like running it around that battery, because I did make that spark one time by accidentally connecting it. Here you've got this top bracket that pushes it down. That is a 1/2 inch, so you can of course do it faster. I already loosened one of them up, and it looks like I'm gonna have to remove these two to get to it. Hopefully I don't have to remove the hood strike here, but I may have to. So get all this loosened up. I am gonna close that valve down there on the radiator, just because I think I've got it drained enough now that I can move it without any issues. Under this bracket, and then 2 rubber pads that it sits on, I believe, and those, I'm hoping those are in good shape. I'm sure I could probably just loosen it up and lift it up a little bit from underneath if I get the new one in tonight. I didn't order those. I probably should have. So if you're going to do that, might as well go ahead and order new rubber pads. But I'm going to go ahead and just pull all this off and then see what it looks like. And it looks like I'm going to have to disconnect this as well here, down here. So I said, I'm hoping these new camera angles are going to work out, that you guys can see actually what's going on here. See what I'm doing here. This is also 1/2 inch. So it looks like it's just same length as the others, so I don't have to worry about messing those or mixing those up there. Yeah, there you go, and that just slides up there. And yeah, that rubber's in pretty good shape, looks like there. So I'm gonna try not to tear it up, getting it off of there. And it's got kind of a U saddle mount there, you can see. Hope you guys can see that. And I'm gonna try and get this up without causing. All right, let me set this stuff down. So kind of, you guys could probably hear the coyotes here. We're out here in the country, so coyotes are howling. They're out tonight. Kind of cool. Oh, man. And of course, this thing gets hot, so I can see why these things would get a little stuck in here. Maybe that, where's that flathead I had? There it goes. So I'll take this flathead and see if I can kind of, without damaging them too much. They're in pretty good shape. There we go. I got that one off, and I'm gonna go ahead and set it back in the bracket. Oh hell, that fell down to fucking Narnia. Where did you go? And there you go. First blooper. We're not too far in. Doing good. Just lost one of the bolts for the radiator bracket, and I have no clue. Ah, there it goes. Where the hell it went? Fell into the air ride kit. All right, so I'm gonna take that and place it back in there and get my other one off here. There we go. And that one's in pretty good shape too. Yeah, I mean, these are in good shape, so I'm gonna reuse them if I can. Hopefully, like I said, the lower ones are down, but I think if it's pretty easy to pull this thing up. And you can see, let's see now, like see, it's already pretty loose, so I need to disconnect everything underneath. I'm hoping I don't need to pull this fan shroud off, but I may have to.